First of all, we should stop buying cheap plastic lights as most of them are made in China, and instead we should start buying earthen diyas to light up our homes, which also encourages village potters and help them to earn a living. You can also decorate your diyas like this with colors and beads to make them look more attractive. Secondly, go for organic rangoli. Stop buying chemical-based rangoli colors. Make maximum use of flowers and petals in your rangoli. You can also use rice flour, turmeric powder, kumkum, leaves, etc.
Plastic is used for packaging the gifts, and as we all know, plastic is really harmful for our environment. So we should use alternatives for packaging, healthy, eco-friendly alternatives. So first is cardboard. Cardboard is recyclable and is completely eco-friendly. And second is paper. These two paper and cardboard packaging you can find in the market. Paper and cardboard you can easily find in the market, or you can make it at home.
Diwali is a festival of lights celebrated all around the world. This year, I have decided to celebrate a green Diwali and encourage my friends and relatives to join with me. Usually, I used to share sweets too with my neighbors. This year, I am planning to give us samplings along with sweets. For this, I have sowed seeds and I am ready to distribute it. Last time, our government gave time limit for bursting crackers. This act reduced the rate of pollution. This year, I am totally going to avoid crackers and enlighten my house with diyas and candles.
I'm celebrating a green Diwali. So instead of putting up electrical lights outside my home, I will be lighting up diyas such as these made out of clay outside my home. I will be gifting saplings instead of sweets to my friends. I will encourage my families and friends to also have a green Diwali to burn less crackers to prevent noise pollution and air pollution. I will not only try to have a green Diwali, but I will try to have a green every day by saving our resources and earth.
Diwali is a festival of lights, but not of artificial light emitted by the burning of firecrackers and all. It's the most important and celebrated Hindu festival. With the advent of time, a lot of pomp and show was added to the festival, and the traditional diyas got replaced by electric lights, firecrackers, etc. All these practices make our soil and air polluted to an alarming level, and the detoxification process takes months altogether. Thus, it's high time now that we minimize the use of crackers and plastic and head towards celebrating Green Diwali. So I'm going to do my bit by not bursting crackers and using eco-friendly substitutes like gifting saplings in place of plastic-like things.
Diwali, as we all know, this Diwali is very fascinating and it is a festival of lights. And this Diwali, we are going to celebrate this Diwali in a very beautiful manner. First of all, if you want to give something new to your relative, please try to share something new. Like this, I have a bamboo plant and this is really very amazing, so you can give this one. Then, this Diwali, you can use such kind of featherland lamps and candles for making your house more fascinating. But by just using such kind of thing, we can make Diwali in a very pleasant manner. Thank you.
जय थारी माँ बच्चों, जय थारी माँ। आई वेलकम यू ऑल। हमारी जो ऑडियंस हमारे साथ जुड़ी है उनका स्वागत है। मम्मी जय थारी माँ, आप सबका स्वागत है। विश यू ऑल अ वेरी हैप्पी दिवाली। बच्चों बहुत प्यारा वीडियो। We pray that you always keep glowing with goodness. May you always be surrounded with light and love. मम्मी
with you.
Yes. आज हमारा 65 सेशंस पूरे होते हैं। आज हमारे 65 सेशंस हैं, दिवाली स्पेशल है।
So congratulations children, you are the 65th batch.
बहुत सारी blessings, बहुत सारी blessings. May this be a beautiful memory for all of you. May this be a beautiful day and a blessed life ahead. I'll join you just before the question answer session. Ji Mami.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay children, let me connect with you straight away. I have Sri Samita. Sri Samita?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Sri Samita, you're from New Delhi.
No, I'm from Andhra Pradesh, Gandhinagar.
Samita, sorry. So are you from Gandhinagar?
Yes.
Right.
I am from Andhra Pradesh, but I live in Gandhinagar.
Oh, very nice. You're living in, you were born and brought up, but you live in Gandhinagar now.
Yes.
What brought you to Gandhinagar? Schooling, college, what?
No, my father's job.
Posted here.
Yes.
Okay, good. So Andhra, which part of Andhra?
In Vijayawada.
Oh, Vijayawada. Okay.
I never actually lived there. I'm living in Gandhinagar since 10 years. So
But now you know Gujarati and Telugu.
I know little bit Gujarati.
Oh, 10 years now you need to know Gujarati. 10 years is a long time.
Yes, but nobody talks Gujarati with me, so I don't really know.
All right, good. So Sri, that's Samita, then which class are you in?
I'm in 11th.
And school?
I was in Kendriya Vidyalaya, but now I have left it to prepare myself for JEE.
Okay. So you're exclusively focusing on preparation for JEE. Now, what about the 12th standard?
So 12th also I will be doing like 11th. So I will not be going to school. I will be taking coaching for me to go to give JEE.
So that's a very planned, very intensive planning.
Yes.
Whose brain is it? Your parents' brain or yours?
So many people I know have done that. So I thought it was a very nice way because they have been successful in it as well. So I thought it's a nice thing.
So you are investing a year before you do your 12th standard.
So 11th and 12th, both I am doing coaching.
Acha. And then when you take the 12th standard, as you're not going to school, you're taking a coaching. So will you take the exam for the 12th then? The school will allow that?
I am enrolled in a dummy school, which will allow me to do coaching full time. And I just go to that dummy school to attend practicals because that will be asked in my board exams.
So which school will you pass out on for the 12th then?
So the dummy school which I have joined is called Mothers International School.
Acha. Or the school will give you allow you to take the exam from the school?
Yes.
Right, good. And while you're studying on your own?
Yes.
Oh, so many children do that, is it?
Yes, like my coaching class, it's filled with 30 people and all of them are doing the same thing.
Okay, and this is normally children do this and the school also facilitates it. Good.
So those schools are built for that.
Okay, all right. But why they call dummy schools? They are facilitating schools.
Because we do not actually go to it like a normal school. We only go on Saturdays to attend practicals. So we do experiments.
So you can give it a more positive name. It's a facilitating school.
Okay, but it's okay. Yes, it is usually
we can
called
give it
that.
a positive name called a facilitating school, a preparatory school.
A preparatory school. Yes.
Yeah, good. I'm so happy to hear that. Okay, let's go to Suhana. We got on the screen Shakti. So let me go to Shakti. Shakti, you're from Chennai.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what do you do there?
My schoolings are there.
You are doing what?
I'm studying in
Which school?
St. Aloysius Anglo-Indian Higher Secondary School, ma'am.
Okay. You're not doing dummy. You're just preparing your now for the 12th standard.
I'm 9th now, ma'am.
Okay, 9th. Oh, you're 9th. Okay. And so all virtual learning?
No, ma'am, we are going to school as usual.
Your school is opened?
Yes, ma'am.
A full school or is it still spaced out?
Only from 9th to 12th it is opened, ma'am.
And everything going okay?
Yes, ma'am, it's well.
How many days have you been regularly going to school with a mask on?
Yes, ma'am, regularly.
With a mask on?
With precautions.
Good. So that's a good change that you've gone back to school, right? With all COVID precautions.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Isha, you are from New Delhi.
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Your school is not open yet.
Ma'am, it is open. We are called to school on alternative days.
Acha, alternate days.
Yes, ma'am.
Which class are you in?
I study in 11th standard.
Oh, you in 11. Which school are you in?
Queen Mary School.
Okay. Have been in that Queen Mary from the beginning or now?
Ma'am, I have admitted in that school in 6th standard.
Okay.
Yes.
And which class are you in?
11th.
11. That's a good big class. You're preparing for your 12 board exams, and
Yes,
you know
ma'am.
everything is 100% now for any admission.
Sorry?
Now everything is 100% for any admission.
Yes, ma'am.
And even the 100% seats they've run out of school, out of seats.
Yes, ma'am. They are not certain.
So what is your plan? What do you children think about when even 100% doesn't have a seat? What is your thinking as students?
Ma'am, actually, it has gone 100% this year because we didn't had boards. So usually it is 99% going to SRCC or any other reputed college.
So how do you children think about when it's such a high percentage? What do you think about universities then?
Ma'am, competition is very high. We live
So
in
how
a
do you feel? How do you prepare? How do you think? You think it's worth it, or you want to go your way and then choose your subjects and then do a creative line yourself? How do you think? How do you children feel?
Ma'am, we have to get into college by working hard.
No, but even when 99.9 or 100 doesn't have run out of seats, then what will you do? What is your plan? What's your fallback?
Ma'am will prepare for any other entrance exam.
Mhm. I think it's a good point to say, prepare yourself for fallbacks.
Yes, ma'am.
I think it's important for all 11, 10, 11, 12 standards to, that's a very high percentage, even to cross 90%. It's a very high percentage these days, but it's good to have options available now. So it's not anybody's fault because that's the number of seats you have. That's it. Till you have more and more and more universities. And even their universities, you have preferred colleges.
Yes, ma'am.
And who would not have more seats.
Exactly, ma'am.
Yeah. So I think it's a good idea to have fallback. What do you think, Shakti? Should you not have fallbacks?
We should have failures, ma'am, but we should try to overcome them.
Yeah, fallback options. I'm looking at options. Like Samita has already gone for JE at the 11th standard. So she's made her choices clearly. What do you think, Suhana? You from Jammu.
Ma'am, I'm pursuing 8th grade, so I'm not thinking about that. First, if I go into 9th class, I get good marks in a particular subject, I'll pursue that subject. So I'm not burdening my brain that much. Yes, ma'am.
But that's a reality which is on the way.
Yes, ma'am, failures are everywhere.
It's not failures. And don't take it as failure. It's like fallback. What are the options? I'm not using the word failure. I'm saying fallback. What are your options you need to exercise? You children need to think ahead because you are seeing reality already. Something which we did not see in our age. The reality is right there. Everything's becoming 100%er. And if you are even 99.9, you may not get the subject of your choice or a college of your choice. So what are your options? So it's not that you're not succeeding. It is, but that's a reality now because certain subjects don't get 100%. I'm also quite surprised how you can have 100% in an essay or literature or social studies. I can understand science. I can understand mathematics. How do you get 100 out of 100 in liberal arts? It's quite interesting, isn't it? I think at stage might come, you'll say, no, I'll give you 105 out of 100. The stage might come and you say, no, it is so good that I need to give this student 105 out of 100. Yeah, I don't think it's far. So what I'm saying to all of you is that you are heading for, because the admissions have all just been happening. And you've been seeing that there are situations where you may do very well and yet not get the subject of your choice. So it's good to have a discussion with your friends and teachers and your parents. What are the other subjects or what are your other options, even if you're in the 8th standard? right? Because these are realities of time coming. And also with national education policy in place, people will have more and more choices. And
Yes, ma'am, that's why I've thought of two professions. First is IT professional, and another is a judge or a lawyer. If I don't be any of them, so I'll think of a third option then.
yes, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to suggest to all of you. You need to have a bouquet of professions now. And there are so many openings, so many opportunities available today. Okay, Tanya, Jahanabad. Where is Tanya? Tanya, what do you say? So you're from,
Yes, ma'am.
you are from Jahanabad. Where is this Jahanabad? How close is it to Patna?
Ma'am, Jahanabad is in Bihar.
Yeah. How much drive is it from Patna?
Ma'am, actually it is south to Patna.
Acha.
I get 110 kilometers.
Okay, what house, which school are you in?
I'm in Pratibha Palvan Public School.
Okay. And which class?
I'm in 10th, ma'am.
Okay. So what is your option? What do you think about 10th plus 10 plus?
Ma'am, after 10th, I'm desiring to pursue mathematics.
Okay. Right. And that is what, even if you get 100 out of 100 and still you don't get a college of your choice in Delhi University, what will you do? What are you thinking, all of you?
Ma'am, I think I must have several other desires, like if I won't be able to crack my desired IIT, then I would have certain other option that I have opted for UPS examination as well. I desired about it. So I think there are several options available for me, so I can go through with any of them.
Good. So you're already thinking on these lines.
Yes, ma'am.
What makes you think? Who makes you think? Teachers, you yourself, or your parents?
Ma'am, I think it's a dual nature, my parents as well as me.
Both, right. Okay, Prateek, what about you? Which class are you in, Prateek?
Ma'am, I'm in 10th. And I think that getting a good college is just an advancement. And if for suppose I don't get a good college, then I will use my communication skills and all the skills to be successful. For me, college is just like an advancement. You get a college, you get placements, you get a good job. So it's like, it's just like an advancement, an advantage over everyone else. So for me, I think you need to fight and get success.
So what are the options you're thinking?
Currently, I can say that I'm interested in MBA, and I also think about UPSC, but I haven't decided particularly. Okay, I want to do that.
What is your inclination towards? Public service or business or leadership or corporate world, or where?
Business and leadership, and I'm inclined to business and leadership. And I also like to help others, so UPSC also comes in place. So these are my options actually.
Okay. Have you covered all? Have you had a full round? Yep. Okay. Now, as the team demonstrative learning team must have briefed you, you've all come thought through, studied a freedom fighter. Can you express your views in few minutes, each one of you, turn by turn? Who is your hero and what have you learned from it? Okay, let me begin with Prateek yourself. Prateek, who is your hero and why? And what have you learned from that hero or heroine?
My hero is Ranchod Pagi. He was from the Kutch district. Actually, he was a man of desert. He usually lived in the desert. During the 1960 India-Pakistan war, he actually risked his life so that the Indian soldiers could find the Pakistani soldiers. So he risked his life because he had exceptional tracking skills. So using that, he spot out the Pakistani base camps, and it helped Indian soldiers to, occupy the territories which were captured by Pakistan. So I learned from him. I learned that about death, like how he risked his life. So he had no fear of death. So I admire that people having no fear of that, helping others without risking their life. So I admire that from him actually.
How did you identify him to speak today?
As it was, we had to find unsung heroes, so I had to search on Google. That we don't hear about these people in our books, and
Yeah,
that I had to search and research.
exactly. So what did you search? What did you search? What was your query?
Unsung hero of Kutch. Maybe that was my
Excellent.
search tag.
And he popped up.
Yes, ma'am.
Super, very creditable. I'm very happy to get a very convincing response from you. I like this preparation. This will help you.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're already organized. Tanya, what about you? Tanya, your turn.
Ma'am, my unsung hero is Mangal Pandey.
How did you search? What was your query in Google?
Ma'am, I didn't search from Google because I have read this about in class 8. So by the time I was also inspired by him. So from that time, I took it as an advantage. So I didn't search at Google.
But he's not an unsung hero. He's a sung hero. There's a film on him also.
Yes, ma'am, he is sung hero. But if you would ask me about my personal unsung hero, then I would say that people from my side, and he is very courageous, and he found a little bit of path in the mountain. And we also know he is Manji.
Tell us. Yeah, absolutely. Manji is a very good hero.
Yes, ma'am, the mountain man, we know him as.
Huh?
The mountain man, we know him as.
Yes, I think he's a very big hero. For how many years he kept pecking at and trying to make a hero and connecting villages.
Ma'am, it was about 26 years he did so.
That's right. Tell us more about him. I think he's a very remarkable hero. Please tell the whole group about Manji.
Ma'am, he belongs to a very small caste, and by the time he was also very poor. So he spent his whole life as a laborer. So when he came at a very young age, he got married with a girl named Falguni. So he loved her a lot. By the time when she was carrying food for her in the mountain, she slipped from the mountain and she fell. And due to poor infrastructure, she fell from the mountain and she was unable to get the proper medical treatments. And by the time she died on the spot. So from that day, he determined that I would make the path so that nobody could experience such kind of pathetic situation once again. So he made the path, and from now we call it as Mountain Man.
Yes, he is a very amazing hero.
Yes, ma'am. I really inspire him from this.
Absolutely. He's a true inspiration. I also read his story. I happened to read it. It was just amazing. Good, Tanya. He is your hero.
Yes, ma'am.
While Mangal Pandey is certainly a national hero, but here is a hero with the indomitable spirit and richness within him.
Right, ma'am. And not only he was really courageous, but also he was a very humble person.
Correct. Good. Good, Tanya. Thank you. Now let me go to Isha. Isha, who is your hero? Isha Goyal.
Ma'am, I have a heroine actually.
Okay. Who's your heroine?
She is Satyavati Devi from Jalandhar, Punjab.
Okay. So how did you search her?
Ma'am, actually, I was looking for someone who helped Gandhi ji in a freedom struggle, and she's unsung also. So I found a perfect fit for this.
Where did she belong to?
Jalandhar, Punjab.
Achha. So did you search for somebody, or did she pop out?
I searched.
How did you search? What was your query?
Someone who helped Mahatma Gandhi in her struggles, and I scrolled the names and I got her name.
Right. So what is your learning?
Okay, ma'am. So she has done very amazing work. Like she was arrested along with the children, and she also protested for women political prisoners and the condition of their barracks, and she also hosted Indian tricolor flag in Lahore jail. So she's a very courageous woman, and as inspiration for our youth also. Like in that time, she did all this. So it is a very inspirational story, and what she did was remarkable.
Very good. Congratulations. Well done, Isha. Very
Thank
good.
you.
Okay, Shakti, your turn. Shakti from Chennai.
My favorite unsung women freedom fighter is Durgabai Deshmukh, ma'am.
Yes. Yes. How did you search her?
I searched in Google. I was particular in women freedom fighter, ma'am.
Okay. You search for women freedom fighter.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, that's right. Durgabai Deshmukh is. So tell me, what is your learning from her?
In those days, women was not allowed to go out, but she came out. She was brave enough to come out and she fought for freedom.
What more?
And I liked her confidence and boldness.
What more?
She authored a book named The Stone That Speaks.
Hmm.
She participated in assembly debates. She was numerous. She was a social reformer.
And did she set a certain movements in place? She set up certain movements. She set up very good movements. Yeah. And certain movements.
In Gandhi led Salt Satyagraha movements.
Good. She's a very, carry on.
She awarded Padma Vibhushan from the government of India.
Yes.
She actively participated in the assembly debates.
Good. I'm glad. But for this program, you probably would not have read about her.
Ma'am, I cannot get you.
I said maybe, but for this program, you may not have read about her.
Yes, ma'am. I'm coming to know about her now.
I'm so happy to hear that. Okay, Sri, Sumita, and then I'll come to Suhana. Okay, Sri, Sumita, your turn.
Ma'am, my favorite unsung hero and freedom fighter is Potti Sriramulu. He is from Andhra Pradesh and he is the reason for the formation of Andhra Pradesh. So he went on a hunger strike for 56 days so that he can convince the government to form a separate lingual state, Andhra Pradesh.
What made you find him?
So I've actually read about him in one of our chapters, which told about the making of states of India. So in that he came up. So I already knew about him, and then I searched more and I read about him more.
So what is special quality did you find in him?
So the special quality I liked about him is the persistence. Like he went on a hunger strike for 56 days for the formation of a state, and he was also he was arrested by the British also multiple times, but he still went on and did the movements with Gandhiji. So it's his persistence that I liked the most.
You didn't look for anybody. You went living in Gandhinagar. You still searched for somebody from Andhra.
Because I also have a huge respect for Andhra Pradesh as well as Gujarat.
Yeah, of course, we respect that. But that's interesting. Okay, Suhana, your turn from Jammu.
Yes, ma'am. So, ma'am, my unsung hero is Brigadier Rajendra Singh. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I got to know about him from, there is a memorial park built on his name, an auditorium, a school, and many other places are built on his name. So I got to know from there. And even I Googled about him a bit.
I'm so happy. What did you what did you feel after?
Yes, ma'am. I got that he's very courageous and he has the feeling of patriotism for his own state. And his war cry when he was fighting against the Pakistanis, that was save the state till last man and last bullet.
So I'm so happy that you use this Friday coming together of youth, which we also call book reading, but you've all read books. The point is you've read. It's like discovering what did you read. It's a discovery. It's a week. It's a day where we use what did we read, what did we learn. It's a learning coming together and how we are educating each other. All of you identified a hero, and now you're not just one reading. You've heard about other 5, isn't it? And you never know when this knowledge comes to your rescue. But I want to tell you that every morning, if you do have the time, that do listen to the 8 a.m. radio news, All India Radio News, or the 8:30. And there's always a quiz today. Now there's a regular Monday to Tuesday. There's a quiz on the 75 years of Indian independence and freedom fighters. And you can also answer the quiz, send them an email. You may be the lucky winner. And if you get the answer right, you're the lucky winner. Then they announce your name on the All India Radio and send you a reward also. But more important than getting a reward and being mentioned is knowledge you'll acquire every week, but not 4 times, because English 8:30 gives you another one, 8 o'clock. So wherever you have the time, because some of you will have school time, but you can always go back to the net and listen to the 8 a.m. news, because it's always on the net available if you miss it. But it's good. If you continue, then we realize the more you listen to them, the more you realize that behind the Mahatma Gandhi, there were millions and millions which have gone to jail, suffered in silence, family sacrificed, given up whatever they had, and fought for the India's freedom movement. And they are the unsung heroes. So the more you listen to the radio news and this program on Monday, Tuesday, and even through the rest of the days. So if you have the time on a Saturday, Sunday, or a weekend when you don't have the school, or go to that portion of the radio where they will tell you about this. So it's worth it. Okay, children? It's just giving you an idea that you can carry on with the spirit of the knowing more unsung heroes. Every day when you listen, English has another one, Hindi has another one, sometimes they converge, but it's very, very good. I listen to them every day, and I am every morning recharged myself, knowing these unsung, very brave heroes, courageous heroes, families, men and women, and youth. So in our books, you might have a few names, but the radio is going to give you through the year. This program is on till the year end, till the next year, 15th of August, when we moved out to 76th. So for 75 years, this is the way radio is contributing. It's doing very good research. Actually, it's a very good research. What I find is that radio has done a very good program, very good work for the youth, the Indians, for the country as a whole. Okay, now children, I'll come to your questions which you asked me. Sri, you asked me, let me go back to your questions. Sri Samita, your question.
Yes, ma'am. So my question was, how can we develop or transform criminal minds to make them see the good? So instead of like telling them what is good, what is bad, and how they can be a better human. So that's my question.
My answer would be, Sri, since I'll speak from the experience I've had. Okay, I think this was a question to record. It was a good question. I'll ask you to ask your question again. Yeah, come. Okay, question. This is a good question. I'll ask her to speak again. Are you ready? Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Record. So I'm going to record your question. It's a good question. Sri Samita, what's your question?
Ma'am, my question is that I wanted to know how we can help criminals and develop their minds or transform their minds to make them see the good in themselves, to know what is good, what is bad, and know how to be a better version of themselves.
Well, I can say, Sri, that is the reason the criminals means those who are convicted, because you're not a criminal till you're convicted. So once the criminal is convicted, he or she can be called a criminal. Till then, they are accused, right? Because if they are acquitted, they are innocent.
Yes.
But once you have a conviction, then you are a criminal. Now that's why they spend the time in the prisons. Sometimes they get 5 years, 4 years, 3 years, or they get life, and they even get the death penalties. But the question here is, that is the reason they go to the prison. Now, the prison is a punishment per se, because you are denied, you lose your liberty. You lose your sense of freedom of movement. You lose your freedom of choice to be home with the family, choose a profession of your choice. So you lose so many choices, and you are now restricted to a particular place where you have to spend a particular time. That time, if used for reflection,
Okay.
can transform anybody. That is why the wherever you have reforms inside the prisons, the prison system enables you to read, to write, to meditate, to learn a skill, listen to spiritual discourses, etc. That environment enables them reflection. It's the way the programs are addressed to them and the way they also absorb. If you remember that in many years ago, when I served as Inspector General of Prisons in Tihar, we had very strong meditation program for these people, only for them to think and reflect for themselves. So it helps. I've noticed the environment you give to them carefully and the way they take it enables transformation. And the research has proven it. Many programs like the Art of Living or Osho programs, many programs, the Brahma Kumaris, the Isha Foundation, many programs, it all have their impact. Vipassana meditation, so it helps. Okay? Even education inside the prison. So thank you for your question. All right, Prateek, your question? Prateek?
As we all know that failures teaches us more than success. So my question was that what is that one decision you made, or one thing you did that you wish you hadn't? Means that a regret or a mistake you did that taught you something. I would like to know that.
I think I'm very trusting. I trust people before they become unworthy of trust. I believe you straight away, and then till you prove unworthy of it. So I think sometimes my decisions are when I trust people and straight away facilitate their growth and give them all possible opportunities to grow. But when they start growing, they start weeding, they start sowing thorns and start it's like clipping you and start using the opportunities for certain other means. So I think sometimes decisions, the way when I choose a friend or I choose pick up an employee or a member of the team, sometimes are bad decisions because they're proven over a period. And that sometimes costs me a lot of energy to undo the damage they leave behind. So I would say some decisions on trusting the person whom I may not know, but I may think needs support, but turns out to be actually a sniper. So my message is not to start distrusting people, but remain careful on early signs. Sometimes people do leave early signs. They indicate they're not trustworthy. Pick up those signs and start being alert. Okay? Okay, Prateek? This is my message to all of you, is that remain trustworthy because it's very nice, but stay alert and be careful because they cause a lot of damage sometimes. Okay, Isha, your message? Your question, Isha?
Yes, ma'am. So my question is, what steps you would have taken for women empowerment at the time of your service, and do you think those steps are being accomplished now at some extent?
Just Isha, you do not know probably, I have a 36-year-old foundation called Navjyoti India Foundation. It was set up for women empowerment as a Deputy Commissioner of Police. If you read
Ma'am,
my
I have
book,
read about it.
you read about it, Isha.
Something.
It's in the book I Dare. And if you want to go to the website of Navjyoti India Foundation. It was set for women empowerment, where women were drug peddling and they were unemployed and they were living only on crime money. I set up schools for stitching training schools for them and found them. Today, this organization is doing nothing. And then I have a rural project of Navjyoti India Foundation. We empower, educate, upskill women. In fact, one of our latest programs is women called the Jiva program, which are widows, women who by themselves now, but left themselves and did not know what the life ahead. So the Navjyoti India Foundation is for the last 36 years empowering women, educating, upskilling, counseling, and helping them out, and even helping them with bank loans, forming up self-help groups. Similarly, India Vision Foundation, the second foundation which I came, is working with women prisoners so that they can be on their own when they leave the prison. So I've done this as a both serving police officer as well as then running the prison program. And it continues. My two foundations have grown and grown. So, all right. So this is your question answer. Isha, Tanya, your question.
My question is, since India is entangled between casteism and reservation, if you have to choose any of them and you have the power to eliminate one of them, which one you would choose and why? And how would you eliminate that?
If you ask me, I don't even know my own caste. Many times when we do puja in a temple and the priest asks you, Gotra batao, vagera vagera, I don't know it because my parents never told us anything. We didn't. All I know is, yes, I go to the temple, I do my prayers. I know I go to the Gurdwara, I say my prayers. I've even gone to church, I say my prayers. I may not go anywhere, I say my prayers. So I am not a caste-oriented person. I do not trust, I don't believe in casteism. But on reservation issue, it's called affirmative action. And the affirmative action is that where people have had certain deprivations in society for no reason because of social evils, they need handholding. That means they need to be brought up, educated, so that they can cover up the lost time and lost opportunities. So reservation is a worldwide affirmative action policies, worldwide adopted. But casteism is something which is not understandable to me. I don't believe it. But in reservation, yes, selectively for a while till equal opportunities, and after that they also support each other. I do believe it. But certain places, merit alone should work. Certain places only merit should be working, and not just that because you have a belong caste and that you may brought in, because it's a question of services. It's like, can you have a reservation in a pilot or a surgeon? You need to have the best surgeon. It's a question of life and death. You need a pilot. It's a question of life and death. So I think there are situational differences. So it varies on as I said, situation to situation. This is my belief, Tanya. Sohana, yours?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, like in the starting of the session, we were talking about fallbacks and second options. So if not an IPS officer, what have you been, or what was your second option other than an IPS officer?
I was also an academic. I had done my postdoctoral. I could have gone back to teaching. I was already a lecturer for 2 years before I joined the Indian Police Service. So therefore, I was already into education and teaching, and I loved teaching. I'm a very fond teacher. In fact, this Friday group would not have happened if I wasn't a teacher at heart. So therefore, I'm a teacher at heart, but I moved into the Indian Police Service and then loved training. So if I had not been in the IPS, I could have been both in teaching. Then I also did a law degree, and I could have also been a practicing lawyer. So I have both the options. So I have two more fallbacks from the IPS. One was teaching, the other was practicing law. And then of course, social engineering is another area where, because of my two foundations, I became a full-time volunteer for my two foundations, which I continue to do. So there's this aspect of social engineering as well. But that's come after my more and more along, it grew alongside my service. So when there are many fallbacks one can have, that's why it's good to have a variety as you grow up. Shakti, your question?
My question is, how much do you like Pondicherry's nature personally, ma'am?
Look, Pondicherry is one of the most beautiful part of India. As a sea, like Goa and Pondicherry are twins. And so is so many other seaside coastal towns. But since I've worked in Pondicherry and Goa both, I find them both very, very, very beautiful. Very nature, close to very pure nature. And they're also, while Goa, you have lots of churches, in Pondicherry, you have lots of temples and also very historical churches. So Pondicherry is also called Vedapuri. In fact, goes back to the Veda times, and it's been very spiritually visited and evolved spiritually as well. But because of the being coastal, now I think it's heading, it's received as northeast monsoon. It's actually a monsoon time in Pondicherry, and it's lush green. It's very beautiful green, Pondicherry. And now it's also, beach has got revived. Earlier, the beach had shrunk. There was no sandy beach then. But after our collective work where we did, it's now the sand is back. And it's got a long beach. You can jog on the beach, you can walk on the beach and relax on the beach. And the marine life has also returned. So in 2017, we took some very good initiatives in the revival of the beach, thanks to the government of India, that it helped us to spend, it cost us about more than 30 crores in revival of that. But because of the government of India help and the voluntary support and volunteerism, one of the NGO was called Pondican, which took a lot of intact. These NGOs played a role. I, as a government, contributed to decision making. See how coming together of government of India, the NGOs, the volunteers, and the government of Puducherry, it worked. So today, Pondicherry has its lost beach back because of certain technical improvements we made. So I love Pondicherry from that point of view, really. And I worked so beautifully. I loved working for there for nearly 5 years. So I know every bit of it, almost. And its regions, it's got Karikal region, which has also got a very lovely beach. Then it's got Mahe, which has also got another beach. And it's got Yanam, which is on the river of Godavari. So Pondicherry has its own variety of regions as well. Okay? All right, so I've covered up your questions. I've covered up your questions. Sana, you want to say something? Want to wish them happy Diwali or something? Yes, beta. Can you switch on your mic? Yeah.
We have a blessed program lined up for our Diwali. But before we start that, just sharing a few thoughts with you on what Diwali would mean to me and what I would like to share with a youngster. Diwali signifies coming home from an exile.
Yeah.
So come home to yourself.
Lovely.
When you go far away from your real self, from your value system, from who you are, from your core, it's like an exile. When you don't speak the truth to yourself, it's an exile. Come home, back to yourself. The other part of Diwali is
very nice.
A lot of joy in cleaning. But what do? Do you keep accumulating clutter the whole year? So the message is, you keep cleaning and wiping off the dust where it's required, whether it's a habit, whether it's your mind, whether it's an emotion. Don't accumulate so much of baggage. Lighten up.
Lovely.
The third part of Diwali for us is lights. What does that mean? It means jago, be awake.
Super.
And एक बारी जाग जाओ, keep the light within you bright. उसको फिर डल नहीं होने देना.
Very nice.
So if you can embrace this little thought on what Diwali means.
Beautiful. So 3 things Saina said. Diwali means, number 1, coming home to yourself, right? Third was, of course, light. Which was the second? Is accumulation. Shed off. Shed the baggage. I think it's a beautiful meaning. Diwali means coming home, which Lord Ram came home. Secondly, he shed the baggage of all that evil. He let that evil fall back. He finished that evil. He cleans up the world of that evil. And third thing is, he brought light back into where he belonged. I think just beautiful. Let's clap her for that. I think very nice meaning. It's a beautiful meaning of Diwali, isn't it? And that's why we clean up our house, we clean up our homes, and we also distribute and share joy amongst ourselves and give. And we give sweets as a part of that celebration. We partake. Saina, thank you so much for a beautiful demonstration.
It's Ma's Kripa. It's Ma's Kripa.
Anything else you want to add before we have 5 minutes to go?
Just carry this home with you. Just carry this thought home with you.
Okay.
As you grow up, keep this in mind. But before now, we have a lovely bhajan.
Okay, good.
From
one of it with the bhajan?
Mummy, we have a bhajan, we have a little dance video, and then we have a video made by all our children. So
Okay, go
it's
ahead.
about a 15-minute program.
So could you carry on then? Carry on. Please take over now and run the program. Go ahead.
But
Thank you, children. I will watch the program. I want Saina to take over. This is, I think, other students who've done this program of this kind of Friday book reading are also probably been invited to watch it. So let's see. Let her. Saina, will you please take over? And I'll witness it. Thank you. Wish you all a happy Diwali once again. I'll now witness the program. The demonstrative learning is put together. Go ahead.
बच्चों, जो ये प्रोग्राम आप देखोगे, ये आपके जैसे प्यारे प्यारे बच्चे हैं who joined us in the sessions before, and आप भी join करने वाले हो इस group को, so you're going to make a lot of friends, and we're celebrating a lot of their love and innocence. The best part about growing up and this young age is innocence. So hold on to your innocence, and let's start with a bhajan. It's sung by Ankita.
Good.
Ji, Sumit.
Very nice.
Gamadani sari gari sani dhama gama. Gamadani sari gari sani dhama gama. Jaya jaya jaga janani devi sura nara muni asura sevi. Bhakti mukti daini haya harani kalika. Jaya jaya jaga janani devi sura nara muni asura sevi. Bhakti mukti daini haya harani kalika. Mangala moda siddhi sadani parva sarvari shabadani. Mangala moda siddhi sadani parva sarvari shabadani. Tapati mira tarura tarani kirana malika. Jaya jaya jaga janani devi. Jaya jaya jaga janani devi. Jaya mahi sabhamini anek roop namini. Garisa nidhama garisa dhani sarima. Jaya mahi sabhamini anek roop namini. समस्त लोक स्वामिनी मसेन बालिका रघुपति पद परम प्रेम तुलसी चलनेम रघुपति पद परम प्रेम तुलसी चलनेम तेहु हे प्रसन्न पाहि प्रणत पालिका तेहु हे प्रसन्न पाहि प्रणत पालिका जय जय जग जननी देवी.
Lovely. Indeed, lovely. Go ahead for the next one. Thank her very much. Thank you very much.
Yes. We have a dance now. We have a little dance now. Sumit, beta dikhaoge? It's by Monisha and Monica.
Thank you so much, Saina, for putting to bring. Thank your team for bringing this
Children,
together.
yes, it's the children and the DL team. Now we have a lovely video by lots of lovely children. Let's see them.
Lovely.
Hello everyone, this is Shivansh Pandey from the book reading session 39. Wishing you all a very happy Diwali. Shubham karoti kalyanam आरोग्यधन सम्पदां शत्रुबुद्धि विनाशाय दीपज्योति नमोस्तुते दीपज्योति नमोस्तुते दीपज्योति नमोस्तुते. Thank you everyone. Wishing you all a very happy Diwali again.
मेरे ਵੱਲੋਂ ਆਪ ਸਭ ਨੂੰ ਪਿਆਰ ਭਰੀ ਸਤਿ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ. ਮੈਂ ਵਰਨੂਰ ਕੌਰ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦੀ ਰਹਿਣ ਵਾਲੀ ਹਾਂ. ਸੁੱਖਾਂ ਸੁਖਦਿਆਂ ਆਈਏ ਇਹ ਕਰਮਾਂ ਵਾਲੀ ਰਾਤ ਕੁੱਪ ਹਨੇਰਾ ਦੂਰ ਕਰੋ ਦੇ ਚਾਨਣ ਦੀ ਸੌਗਾਤ. ਮੇਰੇ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਆਪ ਸਭ ਨੂੰ ਦੀਵਾਲੀ ਦੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧਾਈ ਹੋਵੇ. ਉਮੀਦ ਕਰਦੀ ਹਾਂ ਇਹ ਰੋਸ਼ਨੀ ਭਰਿਆ ਤਿਉਹਾਰ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਖੁਸ਼ੀਆਂ ਭਰੀ ਰੋਸ਼ਨੀ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਵੇ. ਧੰਨਵਾਦ.
শুভ দীপাবলি, প্রীতি, শুভেচ্ছা ও ভালোবাসা বড়দের আমার প্রণাম.
नमस्कार, मैं महक आप सबको दिवाली की बहुत बहुत बधाई देती हूँ. सुख संपदा थारे जीवन में आवे, लक्ष्मी थारे घर में समावे, थारे जीवन में कदे भी कोई दुख ना आवे. दिवाली की शुभकामना.
नमस्कार, माझे नाव रेया पाटील आहे. मी महाराष्ट्रातून आहे. रांगोळीच्या सप्तरंगाचे दीप उजळू दे, तुमच्या घरी लक्ष्मीच्या पावलांनी सुख समृद्धी भरू दे. तुम्हाला सगळ्यांना दीपावलीच्या हार्दिक हार्दिक शुभेच्छा. धन्यवाद.
आप सब में दिवाली की बहुत बहुत बधाई. आशा करती हूँ ये दिवाली आप सभी के जीवन में ढेरों खुशियाँ लाए. हैप्पी दिवाली.
स्पर्श सुगंधी उठण्याचा, अंगणात साज रांगोळीचा, आनंद लुटूया फराळाचा, आला सण दिवाळीचा. चला तर मग ही दिवाळी आपण पर्यावरण पूरक साजरी करूया. आपल्या सर्वांना ही दिवाळी सुख समृद्धीची, भरभराटीची आणि आनंदमय जावो हीच ईश्वर चरणी प्रार्थना.
खुशियों का दिन है दिवाली, मस्तियों का फुहार है दिवाली, लक्ष्मी पूजन का दिन है दिवाली और अपनों का प्यार है दिवाली. आप सभी को दीपावली की बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं. हंसते रहिए, मस्त रहिए और स्वस्थ रहिए.
आपण समस्तଙ୍କୁ दीपावली उपलक्षे हार्दिक अभिनंदन ओ शुभेच्छा. शुभ दीपावली.
मैडम दीपावली शुभाकांक्षलु.
प्रणाम. अपू सपन के सब परिवार दिवाली बहुत बहुत बधाई छू. धन्यवाद.
आदाब. मैं श्रद्धा आप सभी को दिवाली की बहुत बहुत मुबारकबाद देती हूँ. उम्मीद है कि इस अजीम त्योहार के जरिए तमाम खुशियाँ हम सबकी जिंदगी में शिरकत फरमाए. भगवान से दुआ है कि वो हमारी जिंदगियों को तमाम खुशियों से रोशन करे, हमारी उम्र में इजाफा करे और हमें नेक रास्ते पे चलने की तौफीक अता फरमाए. आमीन. खुदा हाफिज.
प्रकाश व खुशियों के महापर्व दिवाली. इस दिवाली आपके घर में सुख, शांति एवं समृद्धि का वास हो. दिवाली की हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं. ధన్యవాదాలు.
అందరికీ నమస్కారం. ఈ కరోనా వల్ల చీకటిలో మునిగిపోయిన లోకాన్ని చిట్టి దీపాలతో వెలిగించుతాం. అందరికీ దీపావళి శుభాకాంక్షలు. वे विश यू हैप्पी दीपावली.
आप सभी को दीपावली की हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं. मैं ऐसा कामना करूंगी कि ये दीपावली एवं नया साल आपके लिए बहुत ज़्यादा शुभ निकले, बहुत मंगल निकले और आपकी पढ़ाई, आपका जितना भी आप जो भी कर रहे हैं, बिजनेस कर रहे हैं, जो भी कर रहे हैं, आप उसमें बहुत ज़्यादा सक्सेसफुल रहें. और मैं ध्वनि दवे ये प्रार्थना करूंगी कि ये जो कोविड पीरियड है जल्दी से टले, जिससे हमारे स्कूल्स जो हैं वो अच्छे से चलने लगे.
जय जगन्नाथ. आपण मानू दीपावली हार्दिक शुभकामना.
दीपावली शुभाकांक्षी.
आप सभी को दिवाली की बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं. ये दिवाली आपके घरों में खुशियां लेकर आए, ऐसी हमारी कामना.
ज्योति परम ब्रह्मा, दीप ज्योति जनार्दना, दीप में हारतु पापम, संध्या दीप नमस्तुते. दीपावली शुभ अवसर आपण मानू हार्दिक अभिनंदन. शुभ दीपावली.
नमस्कार. दीपावली हार्दिक शुभेच्छा और अभिनंदन.
Well done. Thank you so much, children. Thank you. So the latest batch of ours has been integrated with the earlier batches. This is what the contributions they sent. Saina, you got to say something?
मम्मी, अब हमारे बच्चे they will be a part of us. जो हमारे आज के सेशन के बच्चे हैं, they'll be a part of the book reading family. खूब सारी blessings, खूब चमको, बहुत सारी blessings. खूब खुश रहो, स्वस्थ रहो और खूब चमको. और बच्चों, ये जो देखा ना हमने, आपकी हर बात में जो आपने बच्चों का वीडियो देखा, अगर आप नोटिस करो, हर बात में उनकी प्रार्थना है. तो प्रार्थना में शक्ति बहुत है. प्रार्थना करो. आप जिनको भी मानते हो उनको प्रार्थना करो. वो 5 मिनट रोज करो.
That's going into yourself. It's going deep within. It's lighting within. जो साइना ने बोला ना, it's light within. So when she says you pray within yourself. वो है ना गाना के इतनी शक्ति हमें देना दाता, मन का विश्वास कमजोर ना हो, मन का विश्वास. हम दूसरों से पहले हम अपनी जय करें. दूसरों की जय से पहले अपनी जय करें. So हम अपनी जय करें. So अपनी जय means अपनी अंदर रोशनी of goodness, of values, of righteousness, of good thinking, of purity of action, right? and conscientiousness towards duty as students, as children of our parents and members of the society. Good. Wish you all a very happy Diwali and see you next time.
Mummy, our children will take leave now and our DL team will join us.
Okay, good. Thank you. Bye-bye, children. You can exit while the team
Anna,
will go.
lots of love. Tanya, lots of love. Jai Dharima to all of you. Shakti.
Thank you.
Happy
Thank you.
Diwali. Shri, happy Diwali. Pratik.
Thank you.
Love. Isha, lots of love.
Thank you.
Lisa, yes. Now,
Thank
Sumit,
you.
we request the DL team.
Greetings to your families. Thank you. Bye, children. You can leave while the team now joins in. Thank you.
Sumit, let the team join us. Yes. Shakira, Suryakala, Sabri, are they there?
Actually, Suryakala ma'am are not there. Na?
Suryakala didn't join. That's Sumit is there. Shakira?
I think now we can go offline.
आप सबको बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आप हमारे साथ जुड़े
Still online from our team meeting, right? Good, carry on.
We'll close the live and then Mummy, you can interact with the team. I thank the audiences for joining us today. I thank all our lovely children. I thank their parents. We are one united, happy family. This has brought a lot of joy to us. And we pray for all our children today. So thank you. And we see you next Friday. Wish you all a very, very happy Diwali. Jai Dharima. Thank you.